Alphino. It's Endwalker, the next ship to sail. We're here. I'd like to formally welcome everyone to Endwalker. Horse chestnut weapon coffer. I will never need that. I have every savage weapon in the game for 5.4. You have some time to talk. We'd like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite together. So he's gonna have a big talk. I guess we're actually planning. Let's take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers. Good, a little recap. Said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telefori. I need to turn off auto advance. Stated purpose, recreate the final days of eons past. Until suffering, countless innocents kidnapped, imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. Yeah, that's how they make the Lunars. Deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires. We can't get close enough to rescue anyone. Shielded with the blessings of light, seem to be able to resist the temperate at least. Need to be very, very, very careful about how we proceed. Alright, Thancred says that we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald is technically one and the same. Fandaniel and Xenos. Army of Primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it's only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. Yeah, we're kind of up against the wall here against infinitely rising amount of opponents. Hey, Tataru! Thunderous applause for Tataru's entrance, everyone. Present yourself as the Associates of Students of Baldessian. Now, it's already been a few days. This is the 6th that It's been 3 days. I spent the last 3 days very slowly just enjoying Sage. And the fucking... You could see it in the other video. The moment I launched in, people were just zip-zap zooping to Lanasia. And Tataru became a bit of a Tataru EX. Now right here next to me is the boys. They're actually in the chat room.
Yeah.
Before this quest is done, I definitely... Well, the ship for Charlene should be pulling soon. I should have been talking to fucking Grahatia, because he was at the corner bothering Estinian. Damn it. That was probably very funny.
They've almost finished.
I am in a zone.
We should be ready to depart right on schedule. Or so I'm told.
How deep in are you already?
Tis nice to have a smooth beginning.
I've been to Thavner and Charlene. Not a lot of quests between the two so far.
Funny.
It's kind of like where at the beginning of Shadowbringers you decide to go to either Kalushia or Amarang first.
Oh, that's the split that they were talking about. Trial or Rangiers. Or Thancred's.
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Amazing. Thancred's like, look, man.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian?
Yes. Actually, yes.
Sir Estinian?
I've never been on a
Are we
boat.
strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Kill him! Kill him!
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
Yes.
It's just... we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
There really is no sense in worrying about things we're powerless to change. I'm a sage now, so I have to say smarter things.
Well, that's hardly comforting.
Ah, good. You're still here.
A voice actor for Harry Boulder! Let's fucking go!
What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower.
They had to have known. This is a big deal.
Wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
Either I'm misremembering, but he's never had a voice actor.
We will too, of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
I wonder what everyone else is getting on for.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
I'm gonna miss you all. Warps back in the next 5 minutes.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Hey, nice. I feel like they haven't used this map setup since, like, Stormblood. Also, I don't know why, but I thought they would go more into, like, the boat ride, because... No shit, the last time we've been on a boat ride like that was forever ago.
Here.
Feel. Think.
I think I spoke too soon. This is literally what I was thinking about.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
Like, do you hear that singing?
Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
Okay. This might actually be that thing I was thinking where her voice is trapped somehow. That or she's on the deck. She's on the deck. It's in the trailer.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Can trust your words no longer. I've learned too much.
You have visited the first. You have every right to say that. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Eidolon has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time. another age.
Huh? Another promise?
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
I'm glad they chose to remake that song. It's still very pretty and...
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
No, it's that way, fool.
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen.
They actually gonna fucking play the song right now, bro?
There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
And look, all the...
Oh, I see it.
All the text is automatic so that the music stays in time.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes. But we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you? Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Hell yeah.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper.
Can't believe it's actually
There is
time.
no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Someone in there will help us. Like, maybe one person. One person's all we need. Just one person. Hey! Title drop. Let's go. Could you imagine a different title of this? What if it, like, Endwalker is good, but I'm like, could you imagine if it was like Final Fantasy XIV Answers?
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars,
Academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets.
Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands.
Dead now.
How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Ala Megan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Charlian all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Charlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of
A
knowledge.
certain
If one submits the
country,
proper paperwork with satisfactory evidence
I guess
of
nation,
identity
that
and intent,
this game got made from just closed. It's like realistically in this, yeah, May. That's a big one. Japan can't stay completely closed.
So let us be
This is
absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Charlian's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions.
where we need Persona 5 Ryuji around here.
To act as associates of the students of Baldessian. And
With the science of the Seven Dawn! God damn it!
Their order's restoration.
I make that joke, but we really are having a secret identity storyline.
It might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
Why, yes.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
Mm-hmm.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home.
So it's magic in place of technology.
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Sorry.
Your applications have also been approved.
You're not Leveilleur's.
The streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
Brett Pattinsell, artisan.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive pursuits of procurement and production. You may enter.
Done!
You, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
If you'll allow me...
Was there a sound effect for Estidian, like, being unable to think? It sounded like there was a sound effect for Estidian's...
Mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Hell yeah, dude. Kryle's the best.
Likewise.
Right below Tataru, who is even better best.
The worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
They're getting better at it, dude. They're getting so good at handling the, like, actual animations and circumstance of the characters. Glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for details. In any case, you may relax, take a moment to get your land legs back. Nice. And I'll go ahead and... Whoa, wait. We want this with bonus. This is bonus. Eat tenacity food. That's how this is gonna go. Yo, we've got John Endwalker to my fucking right. Must have places you wish to visit, people you're dying to see. Propose we postpone our agenda so that you may have sufficient time to recover from your journey. Get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene in the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? This is a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levior estate as such. I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. Quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. Stinian wants to wander as the wind takes him. You've been gone for quite a while. This would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories. Oh my god, this is where the fucking eyes can be seen through the accept words. Oh, there's a photo of someone whose eyes are just peeking out through the seas. And it's the funniest thing. All set, let's be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, the last stand. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kryl at the designated location. May enter conversation points along the way. Interesting. Yeah, they were talking about this the whole time. All the unusual wares coming and going at all hours. Expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer to be highly appreciated. You have been cleared by the immigration offices, after all. Oh shit. Okay, so I come here for love quests and the such. I will need to do that. I'll do that tonight. Prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity. It's more of a matter of pragmatism than belief. Alignment of principles, as it were. Honored him. Rather impressive sculpture, yes. Our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, Ishgardians. Can and do worship divinities of their choosing. Interesting. They can and do. Yo, the one chance you'll ever get to see Kryl run. The thing's on her head, but only when she's in the circle. That's so cool. They're knocking it out of the park a little bit, but, you know. Also, Kryl's now all up in Grahatia's Grahatia. He could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer. He quit his lessons, poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. Oh my god. It's his last stand against this crime of a nation's fucking taste. To taste. Yes, sir. I definitely looked in this area and said, well, my shit's not running that well. And I was right. This is running absolutely terrible. Oh, interesting. Even if you don't have the points unlocked, it'll actually show you where they are compared to you. And it makes it easier to go knock them out of the park. Book stalls. Maybe some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment. Optimistic. I won't wait around for you. Sad. These little open air book stalls are so uniquely Charlian. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. It's such a nice area, by the way. I'm gonna get a new computer soon, and I definitely want to come back here with everything unlocked and take photos. Photos, photos, photos. I didn't expect that at all. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlements I could think of. The great city of Charlian. Those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Which memory should be treasured. Man, you people playing this on PS5 and PCs with actual hardware must be loving this shot. Oh, I would absolutely tank my frame rate just to get one good shot here, man. Not on stream, though. We're not doing that here. Do you think that someday Final Fantasy XIV will include Stormblood in the free trial? It's a thought that just hit my mind right now, all the way out in Endwalker. And Endwalker isn't the end of the game. The end of the storyline they have planned. for everything that's come before, and everything that comes after is entirely new. But Endwalker isn't the hard end. It's a new beginning afterwards. It's gonna be weird. 6.1 is gonna immediately start with something completely different. Weird. This whole thing is so weird. How do I get up here, actually? Oh, you just do. Yeah, you got it. Why figure out how to do things normally when you can just... I know that man name ain't Nomo or Nomomo. Whoa! And a nice big map. I assume this is actually the map that they use in game. Like when they want to warp to the shot of a map. A little marker up there, look at that. I assume that's literally the map. I suggest we stay and wait for them. Alright.
Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Let's start at the very beginning.
We must prevent the Telophoroid's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy.
Yes.
The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous.
What is that about?
Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Nice
Fortunately,
thesaurus
the
word.
in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
Alright.
As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian.
Finish Eureka. Fuck you.
Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance. An alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the Satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the Spire.
And the means of dealing with the Spire is calling us, telling us to do it for them. We're on our way.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of life.
I was joking, but that's actually the plan. Send me over there. I got it, Chief.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Well, this is why there's a split
You are indeed
point.
our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
As much as I would like to know what the fuck Daddy Levayor is doing and why I haven't punched him in the mouth yet, thank Red. Browse instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Already secured the aid of good folk. Confluence will take ourselves there. The confluence, thou sayest. The hunt for Iceheart, onto whose sanctuary we delivered thee, owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbrita. Oh. Parties in their own right, both the researchers at the confluence. Have you gotten to see them yet? Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me words I should speak. I've kept my silence. Your choice and yours alone. If it's too difficult, we'll manage. Kind to say so. I have no intentions of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the confluence, and I shall face that what's long overdue. Alright. That's gonna be a conversation. Like a big one. Gleaner Levs. Got it. I do need to do some of these before the week resets in a day and a half. So, anything else I can do right now? Not really. Okay, let's go. Oh, no. I'm wrong. There are several quests I could be doing right now. Once they load in, I will pick up these quests. You're a little Makote baby. You'll help me, won't you? You will? Good. I'm having a problem with a runaway doll. It ran away. All I had to do was lend him a little aether. He hopped up and dashed off down towards the street. Mama and Papa bought him for me a special gift. I've gone and lost him. Don't be furious with me for losing the toy I kept asking for. Please, you have to help me find him. Search, the rest of the city. A yellow carbuncle doll. By the way, I think he's headed north. Meet me back here when you have him. Finding a little carbuncle doll, lifelike expression aside, it appears to be otherwise motionless. Deliver him to the mischievous Makote. is kind of cute. This lifelike stuffed toy appears ready to scamper away at any moment. Thankfully, it lacks the ethereal energy to do so. Didn't think I'd see him again. Found him, just like Big Mooney would have. Saw the neighbor who used to play with me. She was so tall and smart. Moon Burrito. Oh no! I'm so sad now. No! This little girl's still waiting for Moon Burrito to come back. Someone tell her! Someone tell her! Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge, we're associates with Kryl, students of Baldessian. We seek passage. Thavnir. Understand you can assist us. Test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects. You ever heard? Allow me to explain. In order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of aether traveling along the live stream. Inconvenient but inconvertible limitation of aether teleportation. But what if we were to tell you there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? Way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. We've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. It's true, that does actually change. My language might be a bit misleading. Users need not attune to these aetherytes, but the aetherytes themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, facilitating travel between the 2 points. Our first test pair been installed here in Charlian. Okay. We're to test these aetherytes. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel aether. Will this be a problem? As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherytes were made for people like your good self. Magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. Interesting. Far be it for me to worry about such things. We do have permission to make use of your shiny new invention. The only permission required is yours, assuming you're willing. Actually, I struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly. You aren't most people. Mistress Kryl truly knows how to pick them. Might I change the subject? Master Wilson. Bolwada, not present today. They resigned to their post. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. Don't skip this cutscene. I'm curious. Helmed by the forum themselves, as I understand it. Not to preview the details. I guess we'll find out about that later. Let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations. Alright, next up. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have reservations, but I will trust in Kryl. Alright. Back at it.
Right, we're all set.
Actual voice.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnir.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects.
Oh,
well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
Why is she getting that far back?
Right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether. Oh, and one last thing.
Yeah.
You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
You what?
What?
Uriah Jazz is really like, I should have seen this coming.